I had the privilege in the 1990s of writing a major textbook on Jesus and the Gospels, which has been updated in more recent years. And it was successful enough that I was encouraged to write about the rest of the New Testament from Acts through Revelation. There are large, cumbersome introductions to the entire New Testament in one volume that can sometimes be very daunting for theological students and other readers. And so I think it's helpful to divide things up into two different books. But also, a typical introduction to the New Testament spends a lot of time on questions of background, questions of the authorship of a book, especially if there are debates about it, when it was written, where it was written, under what circumstances. And then typically we'll have a fairly short section that talks about the major themes of the book and maybe gives a brief summary of the contents, dividing it into sections. But I have long been convinced that what is even more valuable than that is to have a more abbreviated treatment of the background and a more extended treatment of the details of the sacred scripture itself. And so while there is plenty of introductory information in this volume, the real distinctive is that there are miniature commentaries on each of the books: Acts, the letters of Paul, the other letters, and finally the Apocalypse. Certainly there is not space to comment on everything a reader might be interested in, but I have not shied away from the controversial or the difficult passages. In fact, I have spent more time on them than on the parts that are easier to understand, because that's what every Christian reader wonders about. I have been thrilled that ordinary, faithful, church-going Christians have found this valuable, as well as preachers and teachers, as well as theological students and even scholars.